Did Caiaphas ever really exist? Is there any concrete physical evidence to prove it? What if I told you we have the bone box of the very man who presided over Jesus' religious trial? This remarkable discovery, found by accident in Jerusalem, connects us directly to one of the most powerful figures of the New Testament, Caiaphas, the high priest, who condemned Jesus. It was hidden underground, missed by grave robbers, and lying undisturbed for nearly 2,000 years. Today we'll walk through the incredible story of its discovery, what it tells us about first-century burial practices, and why it matters. Stay tuned to learn more.
Welcome to Faith Affirming Findings, a podcast dedicated to sharing with you
the incredible discoveries from the field of biblical archaeology.
These findings will strengthen your faith, affirm the historicity of Scripture, and provide you with unique insights into the culture and background of the Bible.
Now, here is your host, Associate Professor of Bible Exposition at Dallas Theological Seminary,
Dr. Paul Weaver.
In 1990, construction workers were building a water park in Jerusalem's Peace Forest, just 2 miles south of the Old City. During the excavation, a bulldozer crashed through the roof of an ancient burial tomb. 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 of the Israel Antiquities Authorities got the call. When he arrived, he saw the collapsed roof, and even from the outside of the tomb, he could observe 4 limestone ossuaries in the central chamber. Inside the tomb, the team found 4 niches cut into the rock walls. These were rectangular burial slots, about 6 feet deep. The tomb told a sad story: broken ossuaries, scattered bones, smashed pottery. Ossuaries had been overturned, their lids removed, and the valuable contents were stolen by grave robbers. But then came the surprise. In the southernmost burial slot, untouched, lay an ossuary in its original position. The robbers had overlooked it entirely. I think this is God's sovereign hand. This ossuary, or bone box was the ornate Caiaphas Ossuary. An ossuary is a limestone bone box used in Jewish burials for only a very short period of time, from the mid-reign of the Herod the Great's reign until Jerusalem's destruction in AD 70, less than a century of use, which makes them a precise dating tool for archaeologists. Here's how it worked. When a person died, their bodies were laid on a flat surface inside a tomb. About a year later, when the flesh had rotted off the bones and only bones remained, the family would gather them and place them into an ossuary, a bone box. Their last step was to take a nail and scratch on the side of the bone box the name of the individual or individuals whose remains were inside of the box. The Caiaphas Ossuary is exceptional. It measures about 29 inches long, 11.4 inches wide, and nearly 14.5 inches high. It's decorated with rosettas, flower-like carvings arranged in circle patterns. Some were painted in orange. The vaulted lid is decorated the same way. This level of ornamentation tells us the owner was wealthy and influential. And the inscriptions are unmistakable. On one side, it reads, 𝐬𝐻𝐵 bar Caiaphas, Joseph, son of Caiaphas. On the other side, 𝐬𝐻𝐵 bar Caiaphas. Inside were the bones of a man around 60 years old. Caiaphas was the Jewish high priest who led the religious trial of Jesus before the Sanhedrin. When Jesus identified himself as the Messiah who had come on the clouds, Caiaphas tore his robes and shouted, "He has spoken blasphemy." Caiaphas is also the one who unwittingly prophesied, "It is better for you that one man die for the people than the whole nation perish." The Gospels call him Caiaphas, yet the Bible does not identify Caiaphas as Joseph, and the ossuary labels the remains of the person inside not only as Caiaphas, but also as Joseph. The writings of Jewish historian Flavius Josephus help to connect the dots. Josephus calls him Joseph, who was called Caiaphas. Joseph was his name, a very common name at the time. Caiaphas was his nickname, distinguishing him from other Josephs of the first century. All the evidence fits: the ornate design, the precise dating, the inscriptions giving his name twice. Even the Israel Museum, where the ossuary is displayed today, affirms the connection. The name and the chest's elaborate decorations suggest that this was indeed the ossuary of the Caiaphas from the New Testament. And remember, grave robbers destroyed much of the tomb's contents, but they missed the ossuary of Caiaphas himself. Because of that oversight, we now have a direct archaeological link to one of the most pivotal figures in the Passion narrative. The death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ is the very foundation of the Christian faith. Without them, Paul reminds us, we are all people most to be pitied. Once again, biblical archaeology demonstrates that the scriptures are firmly rooted in real history. They are accurate, trustworthy, and worthy of your careful study. Today, the Caiaphas Ossuary is on display at the Israel Museum in Jerusalem. And for more archaeological discoveries that affirm the Bible's historical reliability, explore our other faith-affirming findings videos right here on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Bible and Theology Matters. And that is your faith-affirming finding of the week. If this discovery encouraged your faith, be sure to get your copy of my book published by 𝐟𝐸𝐽 Publishing entitled Faith-Affirming Findings, subtitled 50 Archaeological Discoveries That Validate the Historicity and Reliability of Scripture. This book features this discovery I just discussed, along with 49 other incredible discoveries from the field of biblical archaeology. Plus, your purchase includes access to 50 PowerPoint presentations, perfect for teaching, preaching, and personal as well as group Bible studies. I trust that they will be a blessing to you and those to whom you minister. See you next time.
Faith Affirming Findings podcast is a listener-supported podcast devoted to affirming your faith in the reliability of Scripture and illuminating your understanding of Scripture.
If you would like to help sponsor the Faith Affirming Finding podcast,
You can make a tax-deductible donation of any amount, large or small,
at faithaffirmingfindings.com. That's faithaffirmingfindings.com and click on the Give tab.
We hope you'll join us again next week for another exciting faith-affirming finding.